What is currently happening, programs? Welcome to the Grid VR, where I'll be bringing you this week's news in virtual reality. It's Sunday the 15th of July 2018, and all I can say this week is take a leap of faith. We've got Magic Leap lobbing us rocks, Pimax leaks causing some shocks, Marvel Powers showing it off, Pixel Ripped, Somnium Space, Seeking Dawn, and much more. Today, I'm going to cover off the main events to keep you in the loop. So stay locked, enjoy, and welcome to the Grid VR. Magic Leap, a company that raised $2.3 billion in funding to build an augmented reality device, has walked into a virtual shitstorm this week after a Twitch stream meant to show off the secretive AR headset's potential underwhelmed the world. While initially we were showing Weta Workshop produced concept videos like this and highly functional concept office videos like this, both of which were actually fake tech demos designed to show what could be, the Twitch stream instead showed off a little golem throwing a rock. So yeah, not what you'd call living up to expectations. The video also seemed to show a very limited field of view, jittery tracking, and no hand occlusion, which is where your hand should be able to block an AR object from view, which, might I add, is something we have seen from what Leap Motion, completely separate company by the way, have shown off using what we think is a Meta 2 AR headset earlier in the year. And you can see more of that in this episode of the Grid VR. Overall, on the Twitch stream, it didn't really look like the Magic Leap was offering much more than what we've seen from Microsoft's HoloLens. Because of all of this, the community was quick to whip out the pitchforks and condemn the Magic Leap right there and then. And while perhaps a little hasty, given the demo, the reactions are not entirely unfounded. But to the device's credit, it actually looks it looks fucking ridiculous actually, so yeah, that's not really a good example. To the device's credit, in interviews with Magic Leap staff, they have continuously dodged every single half-relevant question about the device. Shit. Okay, that's not a good one either. To the device's credit, the demo did show off some cool stuff like surface mapping, which we've seen, and environment awareness, which we've seen too. Okay, it's getting better though. So it is important to remember this product is still in development and is as yet unfinished. Keep going. And what is interesting is that people who have actually tried this device in person are sticking by its side and backing the tech, saying that it can be as good as has been marketed. So to me, aside from the headset being a disgusting addition to your wardrobe, the Magic Leap may not yet turn out to be a unicorn. What I'm getting at is that time will tell, and unless you've tried it for yourself, maybe all that appears to be just a rock could in fact turn out to contain diamond within. The Magic Leap 1 Creator Edition has already begun shipping to developers in limited numbers, hits the FCC for approval this week, and all going well will start to pop up in AT&T stores before the end of this year. So stay locked here for updates. Pimax leaks popped up online this week, which also caused quite the stir. The leaks contain detailed reports from various M1 testers about some pretty major issues with the Pimax headsets, only weeks after the company said they are good to go for mass production. However, there were no dates on the leaks, and I have it on good authority that a lot of the issues mentioned in the leaks have in fact been improved, if not fixed altogether. To me, this seems to be an attempt by someone with malicious intent towards Pimax, and not so much a community do-gooder. And to the company's credit, the Pimax 8K isn't the first headset they've released to the public. It is still in development, and in all fairness, if only the 170-degree field of view mode worked, the resolution was 80% as good as I'd imagine, and the tracking was sorted, I'd still be pretty fucking happy with a unit like that. The point being, don't believe everything you read on the internet all the time, except for what you see here, because you can trust me. Somnium Space is a persistent world that aims to be both a a social hub for inter-VR app travel and monetize virtual space for vendors that take up residence there. Programs can set up shop, rent or buy virtual land using real dollars, arrange sponsored events or just plain meetups. That's the idea anyways. Investment opportunities aside, the software allows for travel between two completely separate VR apps via the Oasis transport system. Developed in partnership with Admix, the company responsible for the virtual advertising portion of the experience, the Oasis system allows programs to move from one VR world, like Somnium Space, to another VR world, like High Fidelity, which itself is a free virtual experience developed by Phil Rosedale, the creator of Second Life. And thanks to the blockchain technology the transport system leverages, you can keep your avatar and your virtual belongings and achievements with you as you move between apps, worlds, and games, which is pretty cool. From what I saw, the world itself has a long way to go, as at this stage, avatars are rudimentary, the world itself is bland, performance wasn't great on a Rift, there's no one there, and the sound was pretty bare bones if I were being polite. But that's how things like VR Chat and Second Life started too. Somnium Space is currently live in beta via the company's website and will be arriving on the Steam store at the end of July. And briefly, more Marvel Powers United releases have been posted online, and this week we have a Star-Lord and Gamora trailer, as well as pics of Magneto and Dormammu. Great to see more Guardians involved in the title, as well as the appearance of a certified character from the X-Men universe. Some new locale pics have also gone up, including the Asgard throne room, Nowhere Marketplace, and Jotunheim. The full game is right around the corner and will be released in a week and a half, with other roster release details no doubt coming before then, and I've put links in the description below to all these pics, trailers, and blog posts with further details. Seeking Dawn hits the Steam store after a sketchy at best NDA early access process. The team at Multiverse have though created something visually gorgeous perched atop big ideals. Step foot closer to the stars in a multiplayer survival VR adventure across a single player or co-op campaign that spans a hostile alien planet. The game isn't without its bugs, and I wouldn't get this one for the survival aspect alone, though an active dev team are making frequent adjustments. The game has a full price tag at $40, is Rift, Vive, and WMR approved, with PSVR support planned for the future, and a link is in the description if you want to find this one on the Steam store. Pixel Rip 1989 is a throwback to the Game Boy era of 8-bit portable handheld gaming units. You play as a second grade student called Nicola, who must help an in-game character called Dot to stop the Cyberlin Lord, a villain with the power to break through the game and wreak havoc in the real world. A seamless mix of 3D VR and 2D gaming, Pixel Rip 1989 is set for release on July the 31st for Rift, Vive, and WMR headset owners, and has a pre-order sale landing the title at $20. Links in the description for that one too. Also, Cubic Motion is an industry-leading provider of automated facial animation for the video games market. That same team have put up a clip of some futuristic eye tracking courtesy of Pupil Labs' open source eye tracking software, which looks to keep tabs on the human eyeball quite well. Hectic stuff and definitely worth a watch. Facebook have casually splashed 88 mil in Redmond-based office space this year alone, according to BuildZoom. And not only does it appear the sites are for Oculus Labs, this is also neighbouring Valve's head office in the city next door. Food fight! The on-location Mario Kart VR experience, which was previously limited to the Bandai Namco VR-Arcade in Japan, will hit London in August the 3rd this year at the O2 in Peninsula Square. And the Unbreakable Gumball, which I covered in this episode of the Grid VR, is getting an update including improved physics, graphics, and combat system. And the update will also include a pen and ink rendering mode. As always, all the links are in the description. And finally, I've been working on a complete Twitch streaming tutorial series for the past 2 years that covers everything from console to PC gaming, recording, and streaming. It's the single biggest project I've ever worked on, and next week I'll be finishing that off finally. So I apologize in advance as there won't be a Grid VR episode next week. Boo! But after that, it's VR only, baby. In the meantime, you can get VR updates on the blog on my website, which I'll link in the description below, and I'll see you back here in 2 weeks' time. Thanks. And that's this week on the Grid VR. You can help support this channel by grabbing exclusive rewards on Patreon, and if you like this video, then crush that like button, have your say in the comments below, and hit the XO logo to subscribe if you wanna. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!